This is Elidas. I've only ever done one master clue, but there's no question I've been incredibly lucky. We got the bloodhound on the very first master clue we completed. We can no longer do master clues, but I'm not done with the collection log just yet. I want a master tier 3rd age item, and elite clues hold the key. Fighting the mimic is a chance reward from elite clues and offers a roll on the 3rd age drop table. So you're doing as many elite clues as possible and hoping for the best. And so, we're calling this one our master plan. We spent a good few days at the barrows working on reaching the 1000 high score spot and collecting elite clues. I would say things are going pretty well for us so far. If you don't already know, we're running a community challenge which you can participate in right now. For every extra subscriber we get, we're doing an extra clue scroll, and the sub count stands at a massive 293 with a clue count of 226. So, the challenge is well on its way. Today, I want to talk about something different. We have a lot of new subscribers, and I guess most of you will be familiar with what I'm trying to do. But without a doubt, getting a 3rd age piece for a series is a very long shot and might never happen. Even more so when you're limiting the way you can get the items you're looking for. That's what I want to talk about today. In the meantime, in the background, we're going to go after some upgrades that make our clue hunting even more efficient. Where do we start? I guess we need to go over what we're doing again, but before that, here's the upgrades that we're going for. We're currently geared up for Nightmare Zone and we want to enchant our Seer Ring and Archer's Ring. We're currently spending a massive amount of time ranging Brutal Black Dragons, and because we're spending such a massive amount of time there, any little bonus that we get will eventually add up to a big time save. So, we've been putting this long enough, let's get after it. The same thing goes for the Seer's Ring, which we're using at Barrows, so yeah. We have a little bit of points left from our last session at the Nightmare Zone, so we're going to use that to buy supplies and head in. The goal here is 1.3 million points to enchant both rings, and we're going to let Elidas do his thing while we talk. Alright, it's story time. We got a bloodhound on the very first master we completed, and now these are the 6 items we're going for. The goal here is to build an impossible collection log, the pet and a master tier 3rd age item, all in 1 KC. How insane would this collection log be, you ask? Well, first you need to be insanely lucky to get the pet on the first KC. Then it's a really long hike from here to a master tier 3rd age item, which we're going to break down shortly. But basically, this collection log would be impossible to replicate. Also, because I'm not an Iron Man and the pet is untradeable, this would be a really cool flex. For me, the 1 KC pet thing was pure luck. This second part here is going to be pure hard work. And I am ready. I hope. So, again, these are the 6 items that we're going for, and there are 3 ways to get them. We could do master clues themselves and roll the 3rd age drop table like a normal person. We could try to catch lucky imps, which gives a single roll on the clue scroll drop table if you can find one in the first place. Or you could fight the mimic. We're definitely not doing master clues, so 1 down, 2 to go. And getting the exact item you're looking for through a lucky imp would be next to impossible if you can even find one in the first place. So that leaves the Mimic. Breaking it down, the Mimic is a level 186 boss which you can fight sporadically. It provides a chance at a roll on the 3rd age drop table and the exact items that we're looking for. This sounds a little bit like the way normal bosses work. However, the Mimic is not easy to access. We first need to get a Mimic casket from an elite clue, which in itself is a rather rare drop from bosses or high level monsters. This is the biggest time sink of the grind. We need to kill a huge number of high level NPCs or complete challenges like the Gauntlet or Raids to get elite clues. Once we get an elite clue, therein lies the rub. We would first need to roll a 1 in 35 to get a Mimic fight. Once we finish off the Mimic, we would then need to roll a 1 in 250 to see if we land on the 3rd age drop table, of which we're looking out for 6 out of 23 items. Putting all those numbers together is roughly a 1 in 33,500 shot. Call me delusional, I'm just going to assume we're going to get a master tier 3rd age item if we roll on the 3rd age drop table, so this brings our drop rate from 1 in 33,000 to 1 in 8,750. It sounds a lot more manageable, but trust me, it's not. This means we need to do 8,750 elite clues to get on drop rate for this grind. For some sense of context, the number 1 high score spot for elite clues sits at 5,300 elite clues completed, and that's not us. We currently have 200 elite clues completed, so we do have some way to go. So we need 8,750 elite clues, and thankfully for the series, there's a whole bunch of ways to get them. From raids to Slayer, there are countless ways to get clue scrolls exploring a large part of the game. What changes from method to method is the drop rates and efficiency of getting clue scrolls. With an 8,000 clue scroll grind in front of us, one would think the most efficient method would be the best way to go. And you're not wrong, that's what we did in Season 1. The Shades of Morton was one of the best elite clue drop rates in the game, and we did that for a big part of the first 200 clues. This season, I want to do things differently and explore the rest of the game. Focus more on the collection log, loot, combat diary, and more. With that, the main reason to talk about elite clues is to break down the 8,000 clue goal into smaller parts. Cue this season challenge. Right now, we are doing a subathon up to the 500 clue mark. or 500 subscriber mark, whichever comes first. So that's Season 2. We want to do many things, but elite clues will be the limiting factor, but we'll make it work. So we have a goal and a plan, and we know how to get from here to there. But elephant in the room, I've left out one very big problem. No matter how you slice it, elite clues are not very common. From the past 200 clues we've done, the average rate is 1 clue a day. With our clue goal of 8,750 elite clues, this whole thing could take up to 24 years to complete. You didn't hear me wrong, I did say 24 years. So I'm not gonna lie, this is an insanely long time and the odds are definitely stacked against us for sure. But don't get me wrong, we're definitely still doing this. The beautiful thing about RNG, we could get it on the next Mimic we fight, or the 250th. You never really know what's gonna happen. All you have to do is go out there and try.